I remember that.
We'll go as far as we can, okay?
Lila can probably remember.
All hail the grand old South, Severe will cheer unto her name. We'll
There we go.
march toward our sacred goal.
The white unto her honor, the red unto her gold.
That's the last one.
Oh. I'm on the second verse already.
We cannot be untrue to her. We'll cheer unto her name. The red unto her honor, and the red
unto her
fame. That was
Our
white.
South
Severe, our South, severe to thee, our hearts are true. We'll cheer unto her honor and never. We've got to brush up. That's good.
Yeah, that's for sure. I did just as good as
She did a better job than us Southsurians.
Shirley, you memorized it. You go ahead and sing
mouse
it.
story.
Okay.
You should do your book and mouse story.
No. I better brush up on that. I'll do it next time, okay?
Okay.
The words are probably in your old yearbook.
They are. I should have read them.
They're not in our heads. That's for sure.
But they're in our heart.
Marcy, did your dad used to sing that?
Oh, whenever we got together, we'd sing it. And we made Shirley and Ione and Lucy sing it with us.
They all learned it.
Yeah, they learned it. They couldn't remember the Richfield High School song, but they knew the song.
Tell everybody that they might not have heard the story that you shared with us about Grandpa running all the stop signs, stop lights early in the morning.
Oh, going to the temple.
Yeah, stand up and tell that story. This is a
You
wonderful
better tell
story.
that.
My dad was going to the temple. He worked there, and he was on that early shift. And it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was a little late.
This is the Salt Lake Temple.
He went through every
Provo.
stop in Provo. And he went through every red light, every stop sign, and just hurried up to the temple. He pulled into the lot and parked, and there was a patrolman right behind him. The guy says, you missed a lot of traffic lights and stop signs. Dad says, oh, hell, yes, I know that, but there was nobody on the road. The cop folded his book, put it back in his pocket, and says, you were right, sir.
Then there was one morning, he was a little late, and he backed out of the driveway, went across the street and crashed a car, and turned around and went up the temple. Didn't even know it.
No, caved in the whole side of the car, but he was in a hurry.
They reminded him about it later on.
Well, Neil, you went and took Grandpa's testimony, didn't you? Didn't you tape it?
Yeah.
Do we have copies of that?
Oh, I do. I have copies of it.
We-
The last family home evening we were together.
The audio?
It was at my place.
Yeah,
We would love if we
Yeah.
can get.
I'll find it and make copies for you.
Talked
I
about tithing.
need one too.
Yeah, he talked about tithing.
This is the audio, or you have it written out?
Yeah.
Now,
it's
I
remember-
it's on paper.
I
I've
remember
got
the
the
story,
transcription of it.
and Fred, you help us understand its veracity, truth. when Grandpa took you and the boys up the mountains, and you all had a smoke together, and he said, and I think I heard it from Carlos, he had a smoke for everybody, and he says, now boys,
Cigar.
oh, it's a cigar. He says, now boys, we'll never do this unless we're all together and do it again as a group. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, Willie, the first thing that happened is he caught Ellis and I smoking corn silk. And so he went down and bought some cigars and got us all together, and we were never to do that again until we were all together again.
Did you go up the mountain to do it, or where did you go?
I think it was in the canyon, wasn't it?
I was up the canyon.
Monrovia?
Monroe.
Where
How old were you?
he was
How old were the boys?
custodian up there.
Pardon?
How old were the boys?
Ellis was about 8, so we were from there down to nothing.
Did you all get sick?
Can you imagine, you would have been, what, 5? Smoking a cigar, or 4 or 5?
Did you enjoy it?
I didn't smoke it. I was so embarrassed I didn't even touch it.
Corn silk. How was the corn silk?
The corn silk is kind of dry.
Did you prefer Marlboro?
I think I would have rather had one.
Ornell and Ruth and I tried that when we were about 6. And it was pretty bad.
The hardest thing is to keep the paper from burning up before you Oh, I'm tired of this damn stuff, and walked away. Dad walked over. Ellis was in 7th grade. And Dad couldn't kick his butt, it was too high. So he just shook him good, and we went back to work.
I'd like to tell you about Ellis.
Ellis was 6'4", in 7th grade.
Ellis was so fussy about himself.
Oh, we know.
And he impressed his pants before he went to school. But he didn't want
Before
to.
he did anything.
He didn't want them to touch the floor, so he got up on a chair to put his pants on.
So he wouldn't wrinkle them.
So he wouldn't, when they wouldn't touch the floor and all. And his legs got tangled up and he fell, and the boys laughed at him. He wouldn't go to school that day.
Sounds like he and Carlos were the fussiest two you've ever found.
And he was.
Carlos was so fussy, we'd get ready to go to the show. It'd take me 3.5 seconds. It'd take Carlos an hour and a half.
We always got up to try to beat him to the bathroom.
Either that or the window. Not for long. Well, I don't remember much about that bathroom. I was gone before I got changed. Carlos and Prince
These are
and
just, this
Paul
is the
and
picture
Prim.
files.
Oh.
I'm just,
It was nice when they put the sink outside and then the bathtub and the toilet in a different area.
Oh, if they hadn't have done that, I'd have never got to the sink.
Yeah, they were really careful.
Carlos got all cleaned up and stood on his chair to put on his pants and went across the street and fell down in the snow and had to come back and start over.
Well, I got you videoing. Tell us about the characters of Monroe.
Well, there was Lars and Pete
Whisker
and Hans.
Whistle Pete or Whisker Pete?
Oh,
Whiskey
that's
Pete?
that's Swiss.
Pistol
Which
neck.
who,
neck.
Pistol
who's that
neck.
going down the street? It must be Mose or Hans or Pete.
Yeah, Pistol Pete. What?
Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Pistol neck.
Pistol neck.
Oh, Pistol Neck. He's the guy that
Pun Lard.
his wife had just washed or used some of that chemical to wash her clothes.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is.
It was kerosene.
Kerosene.
We do our own dry cleaning with kerosene.
When she got through, she threw it in the old outhouse. Then Pistol Neck walks out there and lights up a cigarette and throws the match down in there, and boom! He landed out in the middle of the cornfield. And she says, not Pistol Neck, because he.
I don't know what his real name was.
I'm not sure I do. But anyway, what happened? What happened to her? And he says, oh, hell, I don't know. Must have been something I ate.
But the very favorite Monroe story is when Pun Cloward and Pistol Neck got together at the bar, and Pun took out 50 cents and 4 bits, they used to call it, and he handed it to
that's a fun one.
Pistol Neck, and he said, I promised myself if I ever found anyone uglier than me, I'd give him 4 bits. And Pistol Neck looked at it and reached in his pocket and pulled out 2 bits and put it on the counter and says, there ain't that much difference. I think that's
It's a classic.
Val was the one that would tell all
Oh,
these
Val,
good
he
stories.
lived there a lot longer than the
Yeah.
rest of us.
I said, Val, how do you remember all these stories? He said, how long did you live in Monroe? And I said, well, about 12 years. He said, well, hell, I was there for 35 years.
He was probably in the bar with them.
Yeah.
It was.
He was in the pool hall winning money.
Yeah. Was he a full shark?
These are,
Oh,
these are
great.
letters from Lyle.
He made a living. He made a living there when he wasn't working.
Bruce built that pool table in our basement, and Val came up and he says, "Now I'll give it a try." And
Yeah.
he put the balls out and he hit it with the cue, and
Fred Carlos.
one went in every pocket. And he says, "Yeah, it's a pretty good table." We used to meet at my house and play pool.
Oh, yeah.
All the guys. Dad loved to play. He was
Carlos and I had one fight. In all those years. We were like twins, you know, we're always together. And
Look at you, you look like twins
I
in
took a
this one.
swing at him and hit him on the shoulder. He went out to the wood pile, got the axe, brought the axe back, and I thought he was going to hit me with it. I was better ready to run. He says, "Here, if that's the way you feel about it, you take the axe."
If you're going to kill me, use it. Oh, there's Ellis. Look at that.